Messi versus Ronaldo. 8 Ballon d'Ors versus 5. Over 1650 goals between them. For over a decade, it was either Messi or Ronaldo. Nobody else even came close. They fought in Spain like it was a personal war, turning every Clásico into must-watch television that stopped the entire world. Messi would glide past 5 players, like they were traffic cones placed there for his personal entertainment. Ronaldo would leap like a basketball player and thunder headers home with ridiculous power that shouldn't be humanly possible. Their numbers shouldn't make mathematical sense, yet they did it for 15 straight years without breaking a sweat. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. They pushed each other to levels nobody thought possible. When Messi scored 73 in a season, Ronaldo answered with 60. When Ronaldo won the Champions League, Messi answered with a treble. They turned football into a two-man arms race that lasted nearly 2 decades. The styles couldn't be more different. Messi was pure magic. That left foot was basically a wand that bent reality. Low center of gravity, impossible dribbles, and passes that split defenses like they were made of paper. Ronaldo? Evolution in real time. Started as a skinny winger doing step-overs, transformed into a goal-scoring machine, then reinvented himself again as a penalty box predator. They ruled differently too. Messi stayed loyal to Barcelona through his peak years, becoming the heartbeat of the most beautiful football ever played. Ronaldo changed clubs like he was collecting league titles as souvenirs: Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and now Saudi Arabia. Both conquered everything they touched. Here's the crazy part. Even in their late 30s, when most players are considering retirement homes, they're still making headlines like it's 2013 again. The debate will outlive us all, and honestly, that's exactly how it should be. Modrić versus Iniesta. Modrić snatched the Ballon d'Or in 2018, but let's be honest, many believe Iniesta probably deserved at least one during Spain's golden run. Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, Euro 2012. The man had an entire nation dancing to his rhythm. He made football look like a casual Sunday stroll in the park. Sure, Modrić didn't have that golden Spain squad, but he dragged Croatia kicking and screaming to a World Cup final. That alone rewrote the midfield playbook forever. Their styles, complete opposites. Modrić was all calculated control, silky smooth turns, those signature outside foot passes, and the stamina of a marathon runner who forgot to stop. Iniesta? Pure poetry in motion. One touch, glide, release. Every movement looked like it was choreographed by football gods. Both controlled games without raising their voices. No flashy tattoos, no social media drama, just pure football intelligence wrapped in boots. They carved up Champions League defenses for fun. Modrić anchoring Real's three-peat dynasty. Iniesta conducting Barca's tiki-taka symphony. Watching them clash was like a chess match played at lightning speed. Quiet, calculated, absolutely brutal. Lewandowski versus Benzema. Lewandowski almost grabbed the Ballon d'Or in 2020, then COVID crashed the party. 55 goals that season, and that was just Tuesday for him. Meanwhile, Benzema waited in Ronaldo's shadow for years, biding his time like a patient assassin. Then Ronaldo left, and Benzema absolutely exploded. 2022 finally brought him the Ballon d'Or he'd been chasing for years. Lewandowski turned Bundesliga defenders into training cones. Hat tricks, tap-ins, headers, sometimes all in one match. Benzema? He became Mr. Clutch for Madrid. PSG, Chelsea, City. Didn't matter. One chance, one goal, complete silence. What's terrifying? Both peaked in their 30s when most strikers start collecting retirement papers. They transformed into absolute monsters, clinical, confident, and ice-cold. Neither needed the spotlight, just the ball and one defensive mistake. Salah vs. Mané. Salah and Mané powered Liverpool's return to glory with goals, assists, and relentless pressing. But beneath all that success, you could cut the tension with a knife. One wouldn't pass, the other would fume. Klopp played it cool, but fans knew something was brewing. Then came AFCON 2022, Senegal vs. Egypt, Mané vs. Salah. Mané won, buried the penalty, lifted the trophy. Salah walked off heartbroken. First time they faced off with everything on the line, and Mané came out on top. At Liverpool, both were relentless scorers and pressers. Salah, usually the top goal-getter. Mané, often the one creating chaos and space. Klopp backed both publicly, but deep down everyone wondered, who was more valuable? Truth is, you needed both. The rivalry made them unstoppable. Lampard versus Gerrard. Same nation, same era, same impossible question. Who was better? Lampard scored 201 goals for Chelsea from midfield, banging them in like he was a striker in disguise. Gerrard gave us moments we'll never forget. Istanbul 2005, FA Cup heroics, those thunderbolt screamers from 40 yards. Both captains, both leaders, both never got to play together properly for England. People blame the managers, the system, but truth is, they were both too dominant for their own good. Lampard timed his runs like a heat-seeking missile. Gerrard flew into tackles like he was settling personal vendettas. One built Chelsea's winning machine, the other was Liverpool's beating heart. The debate never died. Lampard got the Premier League titles. Gerrard got that Champions League miracle. In pubs across England, people still argue about England's greatest what if. Scholes versus Vieira. Scholes was quiet, short, and absolutely lethal. Vieira was loud, tall, and terrifying. From the late 1990s to mid-2000s, when United and Arsenal ruled the Premier League, these two were always at war. Vieira bossed midfields physically. Scholes just found space where none existed and pinged 40-yard passes like he was playing FIFA on amateur mode. They clashed every single time. Battle of Old Trafford stuff. Vieira once tried to intimidate Gary Neville in the tunnel. Scholes stayed silent, then ran the entire game. Vieira later admitted Scholes was his toughest opponent. That says everything. Complete opposites, but identical in one way. They absolutely hated losing. When their clubs met, nobody held back. It wasn't just rivalry, it was warfare in the center circle. Drogba versus Rooney. Drogba was raw power. Rooney was controlled chaos. Both had an insatiable hunger for goals and big-game moments. Drogba loved finals. He scored in 9 different finals for Chelsea, including the 2012 Champions League equalizer. Rooney? Just give him a reason and he'd smash in a volley from the halfway line. When Chelsea faced United, these two were always center stage. Rooney brought that street football energy. Run, shoot, repeat. Drogba bullied defenders like they owed him money, especially during corners where you knew he was winning every header. Their battles were pure theater. It wasn't just about goals, it was about pride. Rooney became United's all-time top scorer. Drogba made Chelsea believe in trophies again. Every clash felt like a Premier League final, even when it wasn't. Xavi versus Pirlo. This was chess played at 100 million paus. Xavi passed teams into submission. Pirlo did the same, but with Italian swagger. They were the masterminds behind their dynasties. Xavi for Spain and Barcelona, Pirlo for Italy and Milan. When they faced off, it was like watching two master chefs in the same kitchen. The 2012 Euro final was brutal. Spain destroyed Italy 4-0. Xavi conducted the orchestra while Pirlo couldn't even catch his breath. Peak tiki-taka at its most devastating. Pirlo's elegance wasn't enough that day, but both walked off with mutual respect. They weren't tacklers or sprinters. They killed teams with vision, passing range, and composure. No tattoos, no drama, just football IQ off the charts. You didn't need to support either team. You just watched and admired the artistry. After all the Ballon d'Ors, records, goals, and endless fan debates, nobody still knows who the real GOAT is. One gave you pure joy. The other gave you jaw-dropping moments that defied physics. Every football fan has picked their side. But here's the beautiful truth. They've all already won. What rivalry got you most heated? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. Smash that like button if you're still arguing about any of these, and subscribe because football rivalries never get old. Until next time, keep the debates alive.